So this is a good story, and I think it's illustrative because it also explains what's going on everywhere else in the world right now. It just happened a month ago in Lebanon. And here's what happened. We have a company in Argentina. We're the largest business intelligence software vendor in Argentina. Very successful. Made a lot of money. We sell software to Argentine companies. We would generate pesos. There was a time, Jennifer, when the peso was 1 peso to the dollar. I remember the currencies were pegged. The Argentine currency was pegged to the dollar. That was strong money. If you run a country with a conservative monetary policy, you would peg your currency to the dollar. The DRAM in Emirates is pegged to the dollar today. The Saudi currency is pegged to the dollar. Most strong countries have a currency which is plus or minus 10% off the dollar. They try to keep it that way. So Argentine had that conservative policy. So we had swept our profits into the bank, and then the Argentines passed a law, and the first law was capital controls. You have no freedom to repatriate your money. You can't leave the country with it. Okay, well, that's your first loss of freedom. Yeah, you can trickle it out, but we had $1 million we couldn't bring back to the U.S. So what do? Well, we'll put it in an American bank. So we put it in the Bank of America in Buenos Aires. Okay, but we don't want to keep it in pesos because the peso might devalue versus the dollar, and we're an American company and we're publicly traded. So we'll convert it to US dollars, US dollar accounts in the peso, or sorry, US dollar accounts in Bank of America in Argentina. All good. Then we read about problems. The Argentine government spending more than they're generating. They have an economic issue. Are they going to unpeg against the dollar? Maybe they're going to devalue the currency. Well, so we don't want to have pesos. They might devalue the currency. Currency is weakening. So what happened? Well, the government in the first day passed a law making it illegal to keep foreign currency balances in banks in the country. So you had to convert all your dollars back into pesos. And the second day, they devalued the peso 10-1. And so by the third day, with no due process, we had $100,000 worth of pesos still locked up in Argentina, still losing 5 or 10% of its value a year. They just took the money.
Wow.
Okay. And they did it to 50 million people overnight.